I used to think that if we understood each other, we could work together and find out a path forward where everybody's happy. I'm not so sure I believe in that anymore. I was just talking to somebody about, I don't know, the subject of boundaries and setting boundaries, and, the idea that you're not responsible for somebody else's feelings, and that you should be able to say, no, I don't want to do that. You do want to do that. So we don't work together as a group. You go do your thing and I'll do my thing. I don't know. I always felt that that would lead somebody being upset, somebody being left out, something. I always felt bad if I was not thinking about somebody else's feelings. And I suppose I've connected that in somehow to being understood, in that if they understood that I'm a good person, I come with good intentions, and I'm trying to explain myself and I want to be friends with them, and they are also in that same kind of position. But sometimes we want to do different things, and maybe we need to be hanging out with different people, or maybe we need some alone time. I'm so tired tonight. I'm so sorry. Oh dear. Oh. Just these thoughts about misunderstandings and a sense of, I don't think I've understood the world properly. I feel like I have this idea of how things should work or are supposed to work, or maybe I'm looking at other people and saying, well, it all works for them and they have their friends, and then just a sense of confusion of, I don't understand how this is supposed to work. I don't understand how you can function and express yourself and not upset people, or not make, I don't know, cause more problems. I'm trying not to cause problems. I'm trying to have my life and not have all these other problems. And I think fundamentally I've got a completely wonky idea about how the world works, and maybe even how life works. And that's not necessarily meant to be a depressing thing. I think that that's going to help me. I think if I start to accept that this idea I have of always being understood, and that there's some sort of harmony in that, I think if maybe I let go of that, I stop beating myself up, I stop trying so hard to make it look this kind of fantasy world image, whatever. I don't know. Sometimes when I'm getting really tired on the night, blah, 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 blah. I think what it is that I think I have this fantasy idea of what life will be like. I was thinking earlier about choices that I've made, and thinking, if I'd chosen this as a career, for example, that would have been smoother. And it's like, I don't think either of those is going to be smoother. I think they all have their bumps in their paths. I don't know. I feel like there's a part of me that's been holding on really tight to the idea that there's a way it could all be harmony and great, and that maybe it's not such a bad thing to let go of that, and to realize that sometimes we don't always work so well together. Yeah. And then what do we do with that? I don't know what we do with that.